Question, Flav. Has Leicester City's bubble popped after the defeat of the weekend?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all. No, I don't think so. I think they were unlucky to lose. Obviously, they were down to 10 men against Arsenal, who were probably the hardest team to play well against with 10 men. They had to take Mahrez off and bring on that other guy.
Another player.
What's his name?
The winger, Demirai Gray.
Polish guy. Was he?
Vasilevsky.
He looks like he's out of Sparta.
Vasilevsky.
Yeah, anyway, him. And they played well. They did okay. I'm going to know that to defend deep. They've got an amazing player in Kante in midfield. We know how good they have been, and that defeat against Arsenal doesn't show that the bubble's burst at all. I think something that Robbie said, when teams refuse to come out against them, they've got to play some teams in the lower half. For West Brom's one of them. I don't know how they're going to be when they have to change their complete system and go up and break teams down, which is a very difficult thing to have to do. So, no, I don't think they have, but we will see their credentials and how well they can do that, breaking other teams down, and that will decide whether or not they can go on and win the league.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a heartbreaker for everyone other than Arsenal fans, I think, at the weekend. You kind of said it. I think we had our good friend Matt Wilson come on and went, everyone wanted Leicester to win that, and you were like, no. This is Arsenal fan TV. Who do you think you are coming on here talking about other people's opinions? No, look, ultimately, you've beaten Leicester twice now this season. And, if they were to have pretensions of being right up there, they've beaten everyone else that's been put in front of them. We beat them as well, to be fair. Not the other week. But, the fact of the matter is, that's a big challenge that they faced there. And it is going to be hard for them to pick themselves back up again because, okay, they're 2 points clear at the top of the table, but I think all of a sudden, potentially, there could be a lot of pressure on Leicester City.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot. I don't think their bubbles burst, first of all. They are a very good team, and they showed a lot of resilience yesterday. I mean, their defending at times was I was starting to think to myself, we're not going to break down their defence because their defence is very, very good. But I do think, they are going to come under a lot of pressure from teams, as I've been saying all along. When it starts to come down to the running, you can see from your game at the weekend against West Brom.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Sorry to bring that up. But you know what I mean? But on paper, you look on that and you'd be like, it's an easy win. But teams like West Brom, those type of teams that are like not really interested in 3 points necessary, they're like, I'll take a point. They're not interested in attacking. They'll just say, right, we'll sit here, come. I think Leicester might have problems against it because their whole style seems to be built on counter-attack, get the ball quickly up to either Vardy or Mahrez. I think Arsenal yesterday sussed that out pretty easily. Apart from Vardy had a great chance in the first half of the game where he pulled a great save out of check. But I thought, apart from that, the defenders, they marshalled in pretty easily. Because they just, you know what the danger is. It's going to be that fast counter-attacking of Mahrez, Vardy, is it Oziaki, They get forward really quick. If you sit a bit deeper against them, you might have a bit of joy in counteracting them. So, but they're still there. They're top of the league still, with all what we're all saying. They're still 2 points clear. They still got a clear run where, they're not going to have any other distractions. They've got a couple of easy games coming up at home, on paper. So they're still there. But I still think to myself, when it starts to come down to they've suffered their first major setback yesterday. And when it starts to come down to that line, I mean, their last 4 games, they've got Man United away and Chelsea away in those last 4. So it's not going to be easy for them.
I don't even think they got used.
Last home game, Everton.
Yeah, Everton.
And we are amazing. I know we are shite at home, but we are good away from home.
I think the point that Flav was kind of alluding to it there is that I think they have less of an issue in those kind of games. I think it's, as you say, what happens when they maybe like 2 or 3 games haven't dropped points to Arsenal, they face off against teams that don't allow them space, and all of a sudden that 2-point lead at the top of the league, maybe they draw one. And that's gone. That's gone all of a sudden.
That's all it'll take. And as Robbie was saying there, when they're playing the likes of Arsenal and they're playing the likes of like City last week, they're not showing any respect. But this is when other teams will come now and just sit in and try and nick a point or whatever. And all it'll take is a couple of draws, whereas they've been winning games, and that's all it'll take. Whereas Arsenal, City, and Spurs seem to be on. Well, not City, but I expect City to go on a run soon anyway. They typically do that every year. And that'll be the big test for them. And you seen yesterday, they had a player sent off. They'll pick up a couple of injuries. Now, I'm not saying they'll drop out, but it's that mentality shift. Suddenly, you know, last week they had that nice cushion. They've got 2 weeks now, I think, till the next game or whatever. It's little things like that having to sit on a couple of weeks.
Yeah, last week I said that. I mean, the way people, I said this last week, the way people were talking is like they won the league.
Yeah.
I was like, we're in February.
Yeah.
You know? Yes, they got those
If
points
you had
ahead.
win the league in February, Arsenal
you
would have
know.
had so many league titles.
Yeah. But you're 5
Liverpool
points.
were 9 points clear with 3 weeks left, and they fucked it up. So,
Well, but that's you know what I mean, and that was a comparison. I knew you had to get that in, but that was sort of the comparison I was making last week. That I'm saying that even you look at that Liverpool team with the experience of players that they got, and even they started to feel the pressure, right? Leicester, they're gonna come to a stage where they feel. Supposing their next game they go out and say get a draw, and then all of a sudden they're just slightly behind.
the other side
They're
of
gonna,
that, though,
you know, it's a long way to
the
go.
flip side of that, and I don't want to bring those painful memories back, but it's knowing when to stop as well. That game against Chelsea,
For us,
that should have been a draw, that game.
Yeah.
And Brendan and all his wisdom thought, right, we're going to do what we do every week. And so there will be games.
The only difference with that is, I was actually thinking about this the other week, is that, and maybe another team will do it, but you don't have a Mourinho in the league at the minute who just likes to spoil football for a laugh.
Oh, you fucking do. I seen one on Saturday called Tony Pulis.
Tony Pulis,
yeah,
Just-
I suppose,
but-
Sam Allardyce.
But there will be games where he'll have to approach it differently and go, no, today we have to be set up in a different way, and it's not about being all gung-ho. And it's whether he can do that. Sometimes you've got to let the other team sort of take the impetus in
The
games.
pressure is this, Ped, right? It's like as I said,
I wouldn't know what the pressure is.
Right, like your game. No, but the pressure, you had that pressure on Saturday, right? So a team like West Brom that you know are ultra defensive, score first. And then you got to go and attack them. And if it's really hard to break down because they're brilliant at it.
I'm
They're
gonna be-
just banks of four.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I've set us all up to look like dickheads by asking the question, because ultimately we're not going to know whether the bubble's popped for a couple
It hasn't
for a
popped.
few
I don't
weeks.
think it's
hasn't
popped.
popped.
No.
I don't think it's popped.
No, okay, sounds. I was open 1 or 2 years ago. Yourselves like absolute knobheads.
What do you think? Do you think it's popped?
You know what? Ultimately, it's too early to tell, but you know, for the sake of controversy,
What did you ask us the question for then?
just answer them? Because I was. I think it has. I think exactly what's happened, but we'll see there. And look, I want Leicester. I think Arsenal will win the league, but I want Leicester to win it for football. I want to go and do it for footy, for the good of football. But I just don't think they will. And I think now I can see the story unfolding, that this is the moment. It won't be that result in and of itself, but it's the cumulative pressure that comes off the back of it, because it's that mentality of, it's okay, we've still got a 2-point cushion, because a 2-point cushion goes away. It's a 1-match cushion, that, isn't it? You know what I mean? That only takes a week for that to evaporate. They've gone from nearly being 8 points ahead of yous to 2 points, and then, as I say, it takes a draw there. Hey, second guest of the week. To being in big trouble. So
Robert who?
I will just say, just come round to stamp on me chest.
Sort you out, mate.
See, because I remember mad stamps in games that have gone in the past as well. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below as the bubble pop. By all means, speculate wildly. Thoughts in the comment section underneath. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the Bullshit YouTube channel, because it's amazing, and we're here every single week. One more video to go on the social club. We're talking about Divock Origi getting a bit of tongue tied with the Liverpool fans.